Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, Legit Boss, and you are watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here, youtube.com/Tranquilo Steve
there.
and Larson.
You gotta reserve that voice.
Oh boy, where's I forgot to bring my throat lozenges over here. It's premiere week, Larson, so of course my body would give out on me. Vocal cords,
All the things,
swollen.
All the things we had planned to get done this week. Let's see if we get half of them done.
We'll be fine. We'll be good.
We're talking about make some changes.
Yeah.
Unrelated to whatever's going on with you.
Yeah.
So
I don't think doing this is going to help keep the...
No, this wasn't me keeping germs away. This is me saying you're a person. Your body is failing you.
I'll be great. I'll be fine. So anyways, it's premiere week. The wrestling is changing.
You sure? You sound like your voice is changing.
I'm going to get my throat lozenge. Talk about premiere week, Larson.
Puberty finally hitting you.
Yeah, it's going to hit you. My voice.
Premiere week, supposed for WWE, is premiere like this will be Raw premiere night, NXT premiere Wednesday, and then of course SmackDown on Fox premiere. And we were thinking about premiering a thing or two this week. See if that happens. It's been an interesting couple days here. So yes, Steve, whenever we got something going on, Steve typically gets sick. On the verge of road trip, Steve gets sick. Got a huge busy week, Steve gets sick.
Yeah.
It's like subconsciously his body goes, eh.
It is what it is. Has Larson ever got sick? Yeah, you got sick before.
Yeah, I get sick.
Yeah, you get sick.
I'm usually good twice a year for that.
I swear, I think it's like when the weather changes over, like from hot to cold.
Oh yeah.
Because today was the first day that I had to leave with like a jacket on.
Yeah.
I was like, it was cold, man.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't know either. I don't know. Anywho, we got a lot of wrestling news to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
While you're under the weather, Adam Cole might be hurt.
Busy weather. Busy weekend, rather.
You had a busy weekend?
No, wrestling did.
Oh, yeah. This is only like tip of the iceberg. I even put the NWA Power on Tuesdays.
That's a good name.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I like Power.
Yeah.
Power's good.
Debuting October 8th. That's pretty much all to be said about it.
What was the big TV station they got?
Did they get a station?
It was a joke. It was YouTube and Facebook, baby.
That's what I thought.
Social media.
Yeah. That's the way of the future, man. Twitch.
Yeah.
Anyways, Adam Cole seems like he's the future of NXT, but he might be on the shelf for a little bit, potentially.
Yeah.
Late last week, Fightful reported that Adam Cole Bebe was listed on WWE's internal injury report as questionable due to a right radius fracture. That's the wrist.
Yeah.
And I just kind of thought maybe, well, this is just some elaborate sell job of the Fujiwara armbar Matt Riddle put him on the last episode of NXT. Well, Wrestling Observer is reporting that Cole was pulled from last weekend's NXT live events, and then he put a video up on Twitter, dropping a promo hyping his title match against Riddle this Wednesday.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah, he's got like a cast brace type situation, like a hard brace on his right wrist. And according to Fightful, he hasn't wrestled since August 24th at a live event against Bronson Reed. And he's only wrestled twice since wrestling Johnny Gargano at TakeOver Toronto. Pierce's title match with Riddle will happen as scheduled this Wednesday. Of course, NXT is battling AEW for the first time head-to-head. Now, I don't know what the typical recuperation time is for a radius fracture. I don't know the severity of said fracture. August 24th, that would be about 6 weeks removed.
Right.
Which might be sufficient to do some in-ring action. I don't know. But, let's say in theory, this radius fracture isn't healing up sufficiently.
Yeah.
And potentially this increases the odds, and Matt Riddle might walk away from Wednesday with that NXT title.
Oh, no. This is not going to change booking plans whatsoever, man. These guys are professionals. The show must go on. He's taking the appropriate precautions. Give him a Bob Orton-style cast. There is nobody I can think of. Because remember how Shane Douglas had that cast on for the longest time? Beyond Bob Orton, I thought Shane Douglas was perfect for that particular thing, that gimmick. Adam Cole would be great with the cast gimmick. I'd love to see that.
This is according to a Google search. Radius fracture usually needs about 4 to 6 weeks for clinical bone healing. I believe that's just for bone to start growing back. That's not for a complete healing of the fracture.
Yeah.
It may take another 6 to 12 months to regain motion, strength, and function. This is from someone called Tria. Many people find they're resuming most of their daily activities about 3 to 4 months after a broken wrist.
Yeah, but most people aren't Adam Cole Bebe.
Well, I mean, there's only one Adam Cole.
Nah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Man, I just looked at something real quick because I was like, man, tomorrow when we do our Raw review, of course we usually do a SmackDown preview. Now we're going to be doing an NXT preview and, of course,
AEW preview.
An AEW preview.
They only have video previews?
No. Look at the size of this preview.
Oh my gosh, that's the whole show.
That's a massive preview.
Wow.
Maybe it might be too big.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to look at it until we have to do it.
All right,
tomorrow.
I was just looking ahead. Just want to know what's going on there.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know, man.
Oh, Joe Juarez brings this up. This is did you all hear about the supposed sabotaging of New Japan's New York show? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, man.
That is messed up.
So Power Rank, who called? So this is the situation. You guys didn't know. New Japan ran a Fighting Spirit Unleashed in New York
At Hammerstein Ballroom, yes.
Right, and Karen was there, by the way. Did you see the picture of her getting hugged by Tanahashi?
Yeah, man.
I've literally never seen anybody as happy as her.
Man.
That was crazy.
That's awesome.
So good for her. And then I think she Instagrammed a picture of he gave her his bandana and something else, I think.
I think the bandana is one of the Rock and Roll Express guys' bandana.
Okay, well, she got something from him.
Yeah.
I don't know, a scarf.
And a sweaty hug.
Yeah. So.
Oh, maybe he was. Oh, it was like a 12-man elimination tag match. I think was main event. Maybe he was tagging with Rock and Roll Express.
Good Lord, a 12-man match?
Yeah.
That's way too many.
And then got a bandana to match the Rock and Roll Express guys. That might have been what it was.
Is it 6-on-6?
Yeah.
Okay, 3-on-3.
Elimination tag. I think that's
4-on-4.
Anyways.
So somebody in the morning called the ambulance service
that usually does stuff for Hammerstein,
and said the show's been canceled. And so without an ambulance, you can't run a show. So they were able to scramble and get the New York City Fire Department ambulance out. But then the commission guy said, that's no good because what if there's a shooting nearby? They're going to have to leave. We'll have to stop the show. You'll have no ambulance. So they had a second one come over and they said, that's no good either. So they went another one. And then they sent 2 more out. So they had a whole legion of ambulances.
Wow.
It was like that time our plane landed in Houston.
And there was at least 2 dozen fire trucks waiting for our plane to go down in a fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally what was going to happen.
You understood the magnitude of that far more than I did because you were freaking out at the end. Not freaking out, but you were like, dude, they had 12 ambulances out there, 12 fire trucks out there. And I'm like, oh, yeah, imagine that.
I was like, the expectation was, maybe not the most probable expectation, but there was the expectation potentially that we could crash in a mighty huge fireball.
Boy, oh boy.
And they were preparing for that eventuality.
Man, that was nuts.
The only thing I could really do was laugh, though.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's a surreal experience when you come tearing down the runway to land.
If somebody says you were close to catching to going up in a ball of flames and you don't, it's just like, okay, well,
it's a relief.
Yeah.
And it's a weird sight to.
But it's not like you actually saw the fire. There was no fire.
There was no fire.
Happened.
There was no fire whatsoever. No, they were just preparing.
For us, it was just like a normal plane ride.
Yeah. Well, we left Houston. They were like, all right, we got to turn back. They turned the plane around, then we had landed.
Yeah.
Because one of the engines gave out, I think.
Yeah.
Good engine failure.
Yeah. Woo. Crazy.
So anyways, Adam Cole's hurt. I probably won't change anything.
But no, Power Rank, who called?
Oh, yeah.
Who called and canceled the ambulance? It wasn't Karen.
No.
Because then she wouldn't have gotten her hug.
No. I mean, who's based in the New York area? Roughly.
Who's
ran shows in Hammerstein before?
ECW. They're not around anymore.
I was gonna say WWE, man.
No, WWE is not calling anybody.
No, it's probably just some smart ass.
Who was that?
I thought it'd be funny.
Oh man, I don't know. JD. What if it was JD? This show is garbage. What's shutting it down?
Your voice cracking actually helps.
I'm sure JD wouldn't do that. He likes New Japan.
I know. I don't know.
How would he do that?
I don't know. Maybe he would do it.
We're trying to run a House of Hardcores. No, he does a House of Glory.
House of Glory.
Yeah, House of Glory show.
Promotion had a show.
This is garbage.
Across the bridge.
Nobody says garbage like JD. A lot of people are so on him, but I love his voice. I can't get enough of it. This is garbage. Oh boy.
Oh wow.
I've had medicine.
Oh yeah. And some coffee.
Yeah.
I need more coffee.
This is tea, man. This is
tea.
Really?
You put milk in there?
You got some honey in there, a little bit of milk, just calm it down.
You
Bring
know,
it down a notch, tea.
Milk can make you build up phlegm.
Yeah, but I just put like a little bit to make it cooler. And then like I have a ton of like mucus dissipating stuff in there. I'm all loaded up on stuff, man. It's all good.
My goodness. You're going to crash hard when that stuff wears off. You're going to roll up in a ball. This is the most light on info news show we'll probably ever do.
Well, you can tell we're on our A game. It's premiere week.
I know. I know. I like my day yesterday. I don't want to get into it. It's not a fun day yesterday. Anyways, Cain Velasquez, of course, he's been in AAA.
Yeah.
Trying out the pro wrestling thing after a long and successful career doing the MMA stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Apparently, according to Wrestling Observer, he met with WWE officials recently, and WWE has some serious interest in signing Cain. Yeah. He had a hell of a showing at Triple Mania, man.
Yeah, he did. Not huge on this, but that's cool. He's a big name, I think.
He is.
He's a big name, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a follower of MMA, but I recognize the name.
Like, he's not a Ronda Rousey level name by any means.
No.
If this was like a Ronda Rousey level name, that'd be on the thumbnail. Because I don't think the Adam Cole story is that big of a deal. But he's a bigger name than Cain Velasquez.
Yeah.
Velasquez. But that's cool. He seemed to really take to pro wrestling. Like, he wasn't.
Yeah, man.
He wasn't like, what was his name? D'Angelo Williams.
Yeah.
That dude legitimately came off like a pro wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Cain came off like a guy who, wow, he could do some cool lucha stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously he's been working on that quite a bit. And, you know, Killer Cross was helping him, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
And so that's cool to see, like, a big man do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. I did a Rana.
Yeah. And he had, like, a mask.
And then he had, like, a springboard cutter at his second match, one in Madison Square Garden.
I would just, if the WWE, if they decided to do this, I'd say, look, give him, like, a solid year at the Performance Center and on the Florida House Show loop. And then bring him out. Because I don't want to see him in tag matches where he's not doing anything. And then everybody like sort of freezes up when he gets in the ring, and they're like, "Let's see if he can pull off one move without killing himself."
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Like in AAA, it's like whatever. Like you expect a bunch of botches and stuff.
It's also been reported that Cain has held meetings with New Japan and All Elite, but he still has one match, I believe, under his AAA deal. However, according to Wrestling Inc., Cain is still under contract with UFC, so who knows how that might complicate his future wrestling endeavors. I don't know the length of the contract, whether Dana White's cool with him, like, hey, go to WB, sign a 3-year deal, go to NXT, you know.
If Matt Riddle has anything to do with it, then Dana White will say no. You see what Matt Riddle putting Dana White on blast on Instagram? I doubt Matt Riddle has anything to do about it, though.
What?
That's good tea right there.
You said you doubt have Matt Riddle has anything to do with that, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't think he has any bearing over UFC contracts
whatsoever.
Did you see that
Instagram post? Oh, boy. He went off on him.
Yeah.
What did he say again? Call him like a turd or something. Pretty messed up. You think
a scathing insult, turd.
Let's see here. Here we go. So yeah, Dana White was talking about regrets about firing Matt Riddle. And he said, no, I have no regrets. I'm happy for him. He says, I don't wish him any ill will. I don't regret the decision I made. Dana, bro. I'm not mad that you fired me. I'm mad because you're a heartless moron with too much money and power and felt the need to call me a loser after you fired me when I was on a 4-fight win streak and had my third child almost bankrupt me. Also to say it was the right call to fire me is the dumbest thing ever. You literally tried to ruin my career/life because you're a little bald bitch that couldn't control me. So stop lying. It's sad, bro. Man. Don't get on Matt Riddle's bad side, people. Anyways, I don't know. You want to see Cain Velasquez? You didn't really see anything. You want to see that?
Do you want to see him?
Yeah, in WWE.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Well, in NXT.
Well,
you need to go to NXT first.
Well, I don't think he would go. He's a big name. I don't think he'd be in NXT.
He's a recognizable name. Again, he's not Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor. He's not even John Jones level name.
No, but those are huge. Those are
exactly.
You just named off the 3.
I know those are straight to main roster names.
Yeah,
I don't think Cain's a straight to main roster name.
Yeah,
no.
He's a former UFC heavyweight champion.
I understand that.
Yeah, he's like probably not on the level of Daniel Cormier.
No,
but he's pretty big.
I recognize a name.
Let me ask
I
you
recognize
something.
a name without actively following the sport. I recognize that. But
if somebody showed you a picture of him, you know who he is.
Maybe.
But before the AAA, really?
Maybe.
I would have known who he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you watch UFC maybe a bit more than I do. Maybe.
Yeah, but he wasn't like a deep cut. Like
no,
I
know.
He
I'm not saying
he was
a
big deal.
I'm not saying
who's a bigger deal, him or Cael Sonnen? Cael's made a bigger name for himself, maybe.
Exactly after the fact. Yes, exactly.
Yapping away.
Exactly.
Boy, that dude was that close to getting that title off of Anderson Silva, and he messed it up.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not just marquee value in terms of going to NXT. I feel like it'd probably benefit him to get some seasoning.
Well, that's why I'm saying the house show circuit. I honestly think that WWE would be the kind of thing where they'd give him so much money because of his name that they'd be like, we're not going to put him in NXT. We're going to put him on main roster. But he would have to get his reps in somewhere, and that would have to be the Florida house show loop. That's my personal opinion. I don't know. Maybe he's an NXT level name. I don't know.
Especially with NXT on USA, if they want to really take it to All Elite, they sign him away from All Elite and put him on NXT for a year.
Yeah. So Bud Ryan mentions knocking out Brock.
That's when Brock had the diverticulitis issues.
Yeah, that's the guy that beat Brock, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's dude right there. If Brock is actually going to be on SmackDown relatively full time, like there's a dude to bring in. Hey.
Yeah, he just don't want someone to bring up his huge name and then have him out there embarrass himself, you know?
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Like, give me a year in the Performance Center. But who knows?
So essentially, a year in NXT.
Who knows if he's going to want to do that?
Yeah, I know.
And that's the other thing too, is that he's even with the year in the Performance. This is why also you don't put him in NXT on TV, is because then he has a good chance of embarrassing himself there against those people. You know, like they're so good. Mm-hmm. I mean, they'll be able to carry him to a better match, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he's a decently sized name, but I don't know. Do I want to see him in WWE? Yeah, I guess maybe not. I don't know. Doesn't really do much for me. I like when indie people get signed. That's what I like to see. Build somebody who's already there.
Yeah, it could be, maybe. Who knows? Anyways, let's talk about some riveting wrestling content here. Lawsuits, namely the one here between CM Punk, Colt Cabana. Of course, they started suing each other because Colt said that CM Punk said that he would pay for Colt's legal bills about the whole Chris Amon lawsuit thing.
Yeah.
But then Punk said, no, you owe me money. So Colt sued Punk, and then Punk sued Colt back.
Yeah.
Well, apparently that long legal saga is over.
Wow.
The lawsuits the two former friends filed against each other have been dismissed, according to PW Insider. Quote, in a filing signed by Circuit Court Judge Daniel J. Kubiask. Sure.
Kubiask, yeah.
It was noted Colton, that's Colt Cabana, and Brooks, that's CM Punk.
That's CM Punk.
Jointly filed for the case to be dismissed after the court, and that the court, quote, having examined said stipulation and being fully advised in the premises, finds that this case of action has been fully compromised and settled, and the parties have stipulated and agreed to the dismissal of the complaint with prejudice, and the court further finds that all costs have been paid. PW Insider has been told no financial settlement was involved, and that settlement was based on mutual releases of Colt and Brooks' claims against each other. As noted, court filings indicate the lawsuits were dismissed with prejudice, which means neither can file another lawsuit against the other over this matter. It's done.
It's done. However, somebody in this had to get the last word.
Oh, apparently there's no gag order.
Because CM Punk went off on Colt Cabana on Twitter in a series of tweets. Let's see what he had to say.
People were tweeting
here.
at him, he was responding.
Yeah.
So these are just kind of like the juiciest morsels.
So he starts off with saying, I love the guy. Oh, great. What if he just said, I love the guy, and then that's it? That'd be taking the higher road, I believe, right? Oh, no, we don't do that here on Twitter. He says, would have done anything for him. And the irony is, if he just would have asked for the money, I'd have given it to him. Instead, he tried to extort me. He sued me. He wanted to end the dumb shit he started. I asked to speak to him. He declined. I asked to enter mediation. He declined. I offered money. It wasn't enough. I never wanted any part of it.
And then another response to another user's comment, he said, why'd he ask to settle then? I wanted it to go to trial, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, enjoy donating to the eventual Woe Is Me GoFundMe account.
Wow.
And of course, PW Insider reached out to Colt, who responded, no comment.
Man, that'd been great if he just said, F that guy. And that was it. That was his only comment. F that guy. Yeah. Phil's an a-hole.
So is a lawsuit tantamount to extortion now, or I don't get the extortion thing?
Well, I think he's using the term extortion as a general term for he's trying to get
leverage
money.
Strong arm money off him. Yeah.
And that's one way to to do it is use legal means. So yeah, I don't know, man. That's a bummer.
It is a bummer.
Yeah, that's how friendships end, man.
I think that one ended a while ago.
Settlements, but I mean, yeah, no, Colt. Yeah, Colt. Colt picked up his phone and looked at Twitter. And was like, "Why is he saying all these mean things about me?
Why is he being so mean to me?
Oh, you're so cool. I dropped it." Oh man, yeah, I don't know. So like Colt, he was suing him for did he say it was 200,000?
No, it was more than that. It was like 1.2 million.
I thought wasn't the legal bills like wasn't that like 200,000? Or was that just the tip of the iceberg?
No, I think maybe the total was about 1.2, and then Punk said he'd pay Cabana's share, and I think it was like $500,000.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I think it was 500,000.
And then Punk countered sue for her $600,000 in damages. That's what the PW Insider
said,
at least the Punk's aspect of it.
So now they're just left with a ton of legal bills.
Well, I'm sure Punk has his covered.
Yeah.
Colt Cabana probably not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That dude's about to start working for WWE Fox again.
Well, that's why he's gonna pay. So he paid out.
Covered by being on this show.
No, I mean
covered by having a WrestleMania moment next year.
No, he got knocked out or he got beat twice in the UFC. That probably covered his legal bills.
I don't know, man. He's got that horror movie coming up.
Yeah,
but
by all accounts, Punk was saved up his money from his wrestling days.
Yeah, I don't know.
When he left and then got subsequently fired by WWE. I'm not going to say money isn't an issue for him, but it's definitely not the same degree of an issue that it apparently is going to be for Colt Cabana.
Yeah. No, I agree with that completely.
If Colt's on the line for $500,000 in legal bills.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like I don't know. I've heard it like a couple different ways that, Punk probably needs a good paycheck. And that's what Meltzer was talking about Punk, wanting to potentially get a big paycheck from WWE for like a return. But I don't know. You never know. Because, I've heard he's frugal also. Like a couple people have said he's frugal.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, you got to wonder. It's like, you could be frugal and maybe he invested in mutual funds or something. But that's only going to pay out. I mean, that's only going to pay out so much.
Yeah, 2% return on mutual funds?
Yeah, you got to.
Huge return.
You got to think about your future a little bit. It's like, yes, he might be fine now, but has he really found another avenue to make a decent amount of money that's going to last him another 20 to 30 years?
Probably not.
Yeah,
obviously not.
And he might be thinking about, okay, well, I got to, think about the future here. Where is that going to be coming in?
Fox Sports.
Yeah. Or in-ring action now.
I'd be surprised.
Money now.
All right, this story is weird. You followed this over the weekend. This is weird. So,
what? Ring of Honor going with Roosh?
No, that's smart. Everything else that happened afterwards. So, at a Death Before Dishonor show that happened Saturday night.
Yeah.
Roosh defeated Matt Taven, becoming the new Ring of Honor champion. And then shortly after the match, he and his dad did a video where Roosh said that he is going to start working independently in Mexico, starting immediately, like he's not bound by any contract with CMLL.
Yeah.
Interesting, because pretty much right after that, CMLL tweeted out that they had fired Roosh and Dragon Lee for not following company guidelines.
I think specifically as pertaining to booking dates and stuff like that.
Yeah, because the anniversary show, CMLL's anniversary show, is the same day as Death Before Dishonor.
Yeah.
And I believe while Roosh had a deal with Ring of Honor, like CML had priority on dates maybe. And then apparently Dragon Lee did Bola rather than be around for CMLL recently, because I think Dragon Lee was on at Death Before Dishonor too.
Yeah.
And maybe it was a situation where they booked those dates and disregarded the fact that CML had their largest show of the year. Mm-hmm. And I guess CML said, all right, enough's enough, fired.
Yeah. We don't need you. We've been around for 130 years.
Dad had a deal with CML or not.
I don't know. Apparently CML does, they own the rights to Los Ingobernables. So
that, Roosh, and Dragon Lee.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wonder if they own the name Roosh. Ooh, what's his new name going to be?
Don't know. I guess at the TV tapings they still refer to Dragon Lee as Dragon Lee.
Yeah,
So apparently Ring of Honor doesn't care.
Well, Ring of Honor is one of those little tiny companies.
Ring of Honor is like ECW when it comes to IP.
Radar.
They were like,
I know.
We'll play Metallica on our show. It's not a huge deal.
Hey, no, but seriously, shout out to Z-Man Brian Zane.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
That's so cool.
Happy for him.
Back there interviewing Ring of Honor. Looked like $1 million, man. That was awesome. Good for him.
Yep. Hard work's paid off. Congratulations,
That might get
Zane.
me to freaking watch some Ring of Honor.
If he's a regular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in a second. Maybe. I mean, it's still Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm. They did make the right move, though, getting that belt off Matt Taven.
Yeah, maybe. That kind of bums me out, man.
Why?
I like Matt Taven. Sort of, what a drag. He was trying his best with that title. Just try to give him some credit. I'm a real Matt Taven guy, you know.
You must be taking some good stuff today.
I love purple. Woo!
You must be taking really good stuff.
No, I don't know. Let me talk to you about this a little bit.
What?
So I found this out right after he won the title. Well, number one, the whole thing about him, this CMLL Roosh thing, if you pay attention at all to like the backstage shenanigans, you think backstage shenanigans here in the States are crazy. Man, in Mexico, things are the line between real and fake is so much more blurry there. They can get crazy over there. What was the story about like somebody trashing somebody else's car or something?
Oh, yeah.
And then things get crazy down there.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, I imagine part of that too is if you're Dragon Lee, you're Dragon Lee every time whenever you go out in public.
I want to get your thoughts on this because I am so fuzzy on this, and it's not just the medication. So right after Roosh won the title, somebody on Twitter mentioned that Roosh had stolen somebody's fan art of LIJ.
Saw that,
and put it on his own merchandise.
And didn't credit or pay the original artist.
Right.
Yes.
And I saw Roosh's response to that, and I didn't bother to like look up the translation. But I do know what ja means. It's ha 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 ha. And I believe if I translate it correctly, it was something along the lines of ha 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 ha. You're trying to profit off my likeness. I'm going to put it on my stuff. What's your take on that? Because a lot of people, and this is kind of sketchy ground, a lot of artists these days I've noticed come up with some really, really cool art based on WWE characters, New Japan characters, and they go and sell it on their Big Cartel or their Etsy.
Yeah.
That's somebody else's IP. It's another
Somebody
company's
else's likeness. Technically speaking, you're supposed to get a release from that individual to sell artwork bearing that person's likeness.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
In the legal sense, yes. Some people apparently like Roosh. Although if the case is someone selling items with your likeness, bearing your likeness without your permission, maybe just ask him to take it down rather than taking it and then selling it.
Yeah, well, he's a rudo, so but maybe he was at the time. I don't know.
But like Becky, there was that one really. Where is it? That sketch. Oh, this one that someone did.
Yeah,
and was selling it, I believe.
On
shirts, right?
Yeah, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. And Becky was totally cool with it.
Yeah.
It just depends on the individual, I guess. But if you're going to follow the letter of the law, technically for anybody to sell that or any artwork bearing the likeness of anybody else, you need that person's permission to sell it.
Yeah. But beyond that, okay, so Becky publicly was totally cool with that, right?
Yeah.
But what if that's she's like, man, I have to be cool with this because if I'm not, I kind of look like a jerk. Regardless, she's completely right, legally speaking. What you're saying is factually correct. Yeah. But, she's already making a ton of money.
Yeah.
But she's still right. She's still in the right.
Yeah, totally.
But people come down on her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Roosh, I don't know how much money Roosh is making. I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
But I was just kind of curious because I don't know how I feel about it. I see all sorts of great artwork from people, and it's terrific. And generally, I think if the superstars are cool with it, but at the same time, it's like, it's not really your property.
No, it's not at all.
What gives you the,
No, you mean they have no legal standing to sell that.
Yeah.
To profit off it. And while it's kind of a bummer that Roosh would go and take that image and then put it on a shirt and sell it for his own profit because he is taking someone else's artwork at the same time that is his likeness.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is. You're right. It is a legal. I don't think it is a legal gray area. It might be a moral.
Oh, cool. Kristen Ashley's here in chat. What's up, Kristen?
Hello, Kristen.
What's up?
It might be kind of like a legal or moral gray area. I mean, legally, Roosh should be in the right to say, hey, don't do that.
Legally, yeah, he can do, yeah, exactly.
And as he said, since he's a heel, I guess he's not going to get a whole lot of flack because of it either.
Right.
But then turn around and take it and put on a shirt and be like, ha, 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 tough.
Yeah. I sort of chuckled when I saw the tweet. I was like, Oh man. Well, I guess he went all in on the man. Yeah. What? Because I just sort of see it from that perspective, from another perspective.
Yeah.
Like if somebody started selling and going in Raw shirts out of their trunk.
Well, with our faces on it. That'd be the analogy. I mean, like if they
yeah.
I mean, yeah, even if they stole.
Well, that's us, man. We're going in Raw.
No, I know, I know. But I mean, it's different than the logo. But I'm saying if they sold stuff, if you want to do the exact analogy, like where's like this? They do a shirt with Friendo Fest, but put some other words and stuff on there. But it's the image of us in the old timey wrestling poses, and someone starts selling that in Redbubble or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'd be like, well, that's kind of a bummer because they didn't ask to use that image.
Yeah.
It's our faces on there at the same time. I'm like, I don't really care.
Or it's like, even worse, it's like it's a fan
Yeah.
that does it. Yeah, we probably, because we're like mellow. We don't care. We're doing fine.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that might be how a lot of people see it. I just appreciate that he was like, oh, this is a cool picture. Thanks. You know. I don't know. Anyways.
I mean, it could have been a thing if someone did that and we found about it. Like, if they just asked us, we'd been like, yeah, totally. No, cool, no problem.
Yeah.
Not a huge deal. It's just, just ask.
There have actually been some, I mean, there have been one off the top of my head, and I honestly can't remember what the specifics were, but somebody was asking if they could use like our logo or our face or something. I forget what it was, but they asked, and I was like, I'm not really into that, to be honest with you.
Well, that's another aspect of how it's being used.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I don't know. I forget.
I mean, a lot of people, when they put a lot of effort into building their brand, they kind of want to protect it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Teach their own, I guess.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, if, the situation, they wanted to use that image, as long as we were cool with how they wanted to use it and they were cool about the whole process, I don't necessarily see what the deal would be.
Yeah, yeah.
Another Ring of Honor news, of course, former champion was Matt Taven. He had heard that his contract was up at the end of the month, but apparently he's sticking around in Ring of Honor. He announced in the latest round of Ring of Honor TV that he had re-signed with the company, and Wrestling Observer is reporting that his new deal is for at least twice what the top paid guy in NXT is getting. Is Matt Taven worth that much money?
Is it worth $300,000? Yeah, because that's what that's what the market paid for him, buddy.
All right. Apparently, WWE did have some interest in Taven, but the Observer described the difference between Ring of Honor and WWE's contracts as ridiculous. WWE didn't really want him. They were trying to lowball him, apparently.
Why did he go there? What if they offered him a healthy 6-figure deal? $100,000 come into the NXT.
I mean, would you describe that as the difference between those two deals as ridiculous?
What, $200,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it's pretty substantial, but ridiculous makes it sound like he got lowballed, like $50,000.
Ooh, maybe, man. Maybe. You think, hey, let me ask you this.
We're giving you a developmental contract, Matt Taven.
Yeah, let's say they brought him in. Do you think he'd be a security guard like Dijak was? That is funny that Dijak was a security guard.
I know.
And now he's putting on like 4-star bangers on TV. They're using him to open
He was doing
show.
That before he was NXT security guard, though, too.
I know.
PWG.
I know.
This is weird.
That's why they brought him in.
Mm-hmm.
4-star bangers. Mm-hmm. And he's a security guard? That's weird.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, man.
I don't know, man. That's weird stuff.
It is weird. Anyways, good for Matt Taven. He got his money.
No, that's awesome. And good for Ring of Honor. They stay alive.
For the time being, yeah.
I mean, if they can afford to pay out $300,000, it's not like Sinclair's like...
Oh, Sinclair has a ton of money.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you guys need more money? Here you go.
Well, hopefully that's the situation.
I hope so.
On their breaking the bank for Matt Taven, they got to see like half their roster walk when they're free agents. Sorry, Marty. See you later.
Yeah, right.
Bye PCO, Brody King.
Yeah.
Flip Gordon.
Yeah.
All out the door heading to AEW once their contracts are up.
Maybe.
Bye Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, but if they all offer them, if Ring of Honor is able to offer them because I think AEW, I mean, they're going to be very selective at this point.
Yeah.
Because they're just starting. It's like you don't need to bring anybody new. You're good to go.
They'll bring Marty over if he has interest in coming.
Marty, maybe Flip.
Yeah, Flip too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you don't make a push for Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, do you need to?
No, you don't need to.
You don't need to.
You don't certainly want to get in a bidding war over him, but if you have an opportunity to sign him, you sign him.
Yeah, Jeff Cobb's great.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're kind of good where they are. I think I'll put it this way. Yeah, that's the thing.
If you're talking about Zack Ryder, I would agree.
You don't get into a bidding war. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, you don't get into a bidding war.
Like they can give Jeff Cobb, let's say our figures are correct, which they most certainly are not.
No.
You give Jeff Cobb
$200,000.
Yeah, $200,000.
And you say, okay, we're willing to pay Jeff Cobb X number of dollars per year.
Because AEW, they don't need to give him $200,000.
They don't need to.
They can offer him like $100.
I don't know. They can probably offer him $200.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
But this is the thing is though, you say, okay, this is what our budget will allow for this wrestler, and again, don't get into a bidding war with WWE or I guess Ring of Honor for that matter.
Oh, the article's up, man. 205 officially moving to Fridays. Alex C here in chat.
There it is.
Beginning this Friday, October 4th, the most exciting hour of television is moving to Friday nights as part of WWE Premiere Week. The home of the Cruiserweights 205 Live is moving to Fridays, 10/9 Central.
This has been with SmackDown just on Fridays now.
Who had the scoop on that one? Was that who had the scoop on that? Was that John Pollock? Sean Ross Sapp?
Was that was Russ? No. Was it Russell Votes? No. I can't remember who it was.
WrestleVotes has been the home of Premiere Week scoops, I feel like.
Yeah.
They've been doing a lot of Premiere Week scoops.
It's true.
The commentary teams, all that kind of stuff.
PW Insiders, who it was. Who broke that story.
Oh, good for Mike Johnson.
Yep. All right, you want to do Raw preview?
Would you like to do Raw preview, Mr. Lee? I'll go first. Seth Rollins to defend Universal Championship against Rey Mysterio on season premiere of Raw. Are you looking forward to that video, the opening music package?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let me get your thoughts on the Boom one, the Dynamite. AEW's
I didn't
Dynamite.
listen to the music. I just saw the video.
It's new metal, baby.
Oh, is it?
Kind of. It kind of sounds like, what was that? Jesus.
You've done one of those color runs, right?
Oh, yeah, man.
That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah. Bunch of old teens throwing a bunch of chalky color stuff at your face.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it does. I like it, man. It's good.
I thought it worked better for the posters than...
My only complaint about it was that at the very end, when it gives you the logo is just like Arial black.
Yeah.
The font.
Yeah.
Which is great on the poster. I thought it was going to be like a big 3D logo.
No, it's just flat.
But
it's got some texture on it. At least it did in the
if
poster.
Nitro could do... Nitro's was a practical, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have been a miniature, but it was practical.
It was miniature for sure. Yeah, they didn't do the giant
thing.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe it wasn't a miniature because they had that whole set. That whole set wasn't that backlot. That was a real backlot, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Before we continue with Raw preview, Ricardo Lopez Ortiz here in chat says, I designed Joey Janela's AEW shirt as fan art, and he asked me to use it. I believe that if you're not directly commissioned by the wrestler or don't have their permission, then you shouldn't sell it. I mean, legally, that's kind of how it works, yeah.
Was it the skull one? Because I bought that thing. If that was you, wait, who said that?
Ricardo Lopez Ortiz.
Wait, is it Ricardo? Is it the skull one? Because if that's the case, holy moly, you got some skills, man. Holy macamoly. Next time we do an artist commission one, I'm going to head Ricardo if that's the case.
Yeah. All right, wait, sorry.
All right.
Continue.
Anyways, not only could the bout net Mysterio his very first Universal Championship, it could also upend the main event of the WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, set to emanate just 6 days after Rollins and Mysterio mix it up. And the master of the 619 could be up to the task. The Beast Slayer is on his heels following several ambushes by the Fiend Bray Wyatt, meaning Mysterio has an excellent chance to change the course of history. The season premiere of Raw will end in one of two ways. Either Rollins will get some much-needed momentum before he faces his nightmarish foe, or a WWE legend will get the chance to give Bray Wyatt a taste of his own medicine in the place where rivalries are settled forever. He did the skull one. Man, hey, Ricardo, twitter.com/MFSteve here. I'm going to follow you, and you're going to see that shirt on Thursday for the debut, the AEW thing.
Debut.
Follow me on Twitter because, dude, the next time we do an artist one, that's the guy. That's it.
Yeah, it's a cool-looking shirt.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar returns to Raw. Brock Lesnar's dance card is pretty full for SmackDown's move to Fox on Friday, October 4th, as he'll challenge Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship in his first SmackDown match in 15 years. But before the Beast goes blue...
That was
He's a shot comic now, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
He'll be making a stopover on the Raw season premiere. What business the Conqueror has on the red brand remains to be seen, but clearly Brock Lesnar goes where Brock Lesnar effing wants to. And Brock Lesnar does as he pleases when he gets there. The question might not be what he has planned for Raw's season premiere, but who, if anybody, will be left standing once he leaves.
He's going to be telling some naughty jokes.
Yeah, man, I knew that.
Brock Lesnar, a modern-day Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh, man. Oh, what movie was he in that I watched recently? Oh, he was in A Star is Born. He's Lady Gaga's dad in that movie. I completely forgot about that.
Who, the Dice Man?
Yeah. I was like, this guy looks familiar. It took me like 20 minutes into the movie. I'm
Lady
like,
Gaga.
oh, my gosh, that's Dice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ford Fairlane, man.
Yeah, I know.
You ever see that movie?
No.
Me neither. That was supposed to be his huge thing, and it didn't go anywhere.
I didn't go anywhere.
Hey.
Oh, you got to talk about Hulk Hogan.
Brother. Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair to guest star on Miz TV. As Raw's season premiere looms large, two Team Red legends are returning for a massive edition of Miz TV to mark the occasion. 8-time Intercontinental Champion and new father of two, The Miz, will host Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair on a special edition of his signature talk show, placing two of the most legendary superstars in the history of sports entertainment on the same stage at the same time. What will they say? Who knows? But it'll be must-see. I'm actually looking forward to that, man. A couple of old-timers out there. Ric Flair is so unpredictable.
Oh, man.
Hulk Hogan, happy to be back. Let's see if the crowd going to boo him or cheer him.
Were they at Phoenix? Mixed response, I think. There probably more cheers.
It's awkward to boo somebody like in person.
Well, they don't know. They probably don't know it's you personally booing them, though.
What, Hulk? He's going to hear boos when his music kicks in? He's not going to think that it's for him?
No, I'm not saying that. But like, if you're up in the upper deck booing Hulk Hogan, the totality of the boos he might be able to hear, but he can't see you up there booing him.
Oh yeah, but still, you see a guy out there, you just kind of feel bad.
WWE.
Unless it's like the Zodiac Killer or something. Then you'd be like, whoa.
I feel like you would cheer if he showed up on TV.
Then I start freaking out.
Yeah, maybe, but you wouldn't boo him.
I still like my idea how to get a crowd going. You get the Zodiac Killer there, you turn the lights off. When he lights up, he's gone. Where is he?
No, answer this question.
Like a bear.
If the Zodiac Killer, if that happened, the Zodiac Killer appeared in the middle of the ring, you wouldn't boo. You'd be shocked, but you wouldn't boo. You'd be like, that's Zodiac's there.
Well, several things would have to take place first. Number one, it'd have to be definitively identified. If I'm not mistaken, what's the name?
Arthur Lee Allen.
Arthur Lee Allen. He's dead.
Yeah.
And he was cleared through DNA.
Okay.
So, like, number one, definitively.
All right, for the sake of discussion, Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz? Oh, yeah, I'd want to boo him, but he also has handles. He's got ball skills.
Really?
Dude, Jimmy Kimmel, challenged him to a game of basketball, and that fool got balled by Ted Cruz. Man, hold on a second. Is that on the internet? Ted Cruz ball. It was like Stan Van, I'm telling you.
Really?
I'm telling you.
Now you have respect for Ted Cruz a little bit.
I can't stand that dude. But
no, I can't stand him either.
But tell me, his barbecues are probably pretty decent because he probably has a basketball.
I heard he has a pretty decent sense of humor.
Look at this. Yeah, no, on Twitter he can be kind of funny. I can't stand that guy, but look at this.
I can't stand him either.
Watch this. This is classic. Look, there's Ted Cruz. You're like, oh, he's a chump. He ain't gonna do nothing, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna be crap.
Oh, he's at Midnight Madness, huh?
What?
Look at that post D against Kimmel. Oh. Pack.
Right? Watch this. Come on, give him the ball.
Oh, you can't do that. That's hand checking.
Come on, get to it. The heck?
Near as I can tell, he's never had the ball. That's not a foul. Actually, that is a foul.
Oh, are they doing
They playing 21 or something?
I don't know.
Oh, looks like that could have been it.
What the hell?
There seems to be a lot more jawing than anything else here.
I know. I'm trying to see where the friggin'.
Could you imagine this?
What's that? Look. Oh, look at that. And he got an and one right there.
A little hook shot, man.
I know. I'm telling you, man.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah. We'll watch that during overrun or something.
All right, fair enough. But anyways, if the Zodiac Killer showed in the middle of a WWE ring and revealed himself, you wouldn't boo that. You'd just be shocked.
Well, that's a little different, though, Zodiac Killer.
And I think you might actually mark out a little bit, knowing that you're there that moment when you found out who the Zodiac Killer was.
Oh, you know who I'd definitely boo in person? Like to his face? The Big T. Can't really say it here on the regular show.
All right.
Our president.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, next. You have this next one.
WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Alexa Bliss battles Sasha Banks on Raw Sasha Banks has been a one-woman wrecking crew leading up to her Raw Women's Championship match against Becky Lynch at Hell in a Cell, and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross have been her punching bags of choice over the last couple weeks. After defeating Cross on Raw, Banks will get a crack at the goddess. Only Alexa is unlikely to sit back and allow herself to be reduced to a roadblock on Banks' path to hell. For one, Little Miss Bliss's grudges with Banks go back years, including a contentious rivalry over the Raw Women's title in 2017. For another, Banks and Bayley seemingly injured Bliss during a tag team match on Raw 2 weeks ago, making the rivalry even more personal. In other words, Notorious Vicious Bliss is certainly out for retribution, and if the boss was looking to coast into Hell in a Cell unscathed, she might just have another thing coming.
Next, Cedric Alexander receives U.S. title rematch against AJ Styles. This is happening. He's going to get that. Earlier this month, Cedric Alexander received a United States Championship opportunity based off of a pinfall victory over AJ Styles. The former 205 Live standout fell short, but the continuing hostilities between the two have led to a title rematch on Raw season premiere. Although Styles holds the nominal advantage of the pair, he is the reigning champion, plus the OC is never far behind. Alexander has proven to be a persistent foe for the Phenomenal One, even getting the better of Styles during a brief brawl this past Monday. Plus, given that the former WWE Cruiserweight Champion has a history of rising to the occasion, handing him another crack at Styles on a stage as big as the season premiere could be just the thing that propels him to the championship he's chased for so long. That's going to be a hot match.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Good match.
Carlos Fee in chat says here, Ted Cruz after the game invited Kimmel to his house to eat pancakes.
Pancakes. I wonder if that's true or if he's just cracking a Chappelle joke.
Yeah, I don't know. Finally, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode to defend Raw Tag Team titles against Heavy Machinery. In addition to championship bouts for the Universal title and the United States title, the season premiere of Monday Night Raw will play host to a cross-brand battle for the fate of the Raw Tag Team Championship when Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode defend their titles against Friday Night SmackDown powerhouses Heavy Machinery. Ziggler and Roode are only 2 weeks into their young reign and are looking to prove their initial pairing and title victory was no fluke. Otis and Tucky, on the other hand, have long been knocking on the door, coming just short of the SmackDown Tag Team titles on several occasions this year. Should Heavy Machinery take advantage of Ziggler and Roode's inexperience as a team, the Red Brand's new season may well kick off with new Raw Tag Team champions to go with it. Tune into the action when Raw's season premiere airs live Monday, 8/7 Central, USA Network.
Dude, he's just like rattling off shot after shot. Look at that.
Man,
boom.
Bank is open.
And then they like do a little supercut thing here. I want to see him look at that.
Oh, man, look at that hook.
Look at that. And then what? Bang, finger roll. Beautiful. Baller. Look at Kimmel. Kimmel looks like he's got hit by a car. Look at him. He's humiliated. He thought this was going to be easy.
He thought it would be a cakewalk for him. They're getting worked.
He got killed. He's up by 3. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that's great.
That's fantastic.
All right, let's do some questions.
All right.
Base God, why is Damian Priest wearing a Steve mask? You got like a Damian Priest vest. His vest is kind of like that. I mean, obviously it doesn't have sleeves, but I think it's kind of a similar style. Jacinto Gonzalez going to Raw tonight. Can't wait to see Miz TV with Ric Flair and that other legend.
Brother. That'll be a fun show, man. That'll be a fun show.
Rich Nace and Steve, you suck for not messaging me back about Del Taco.
Man, I don't have my notification set for DMs on Twitter. You look at the menu. He was at Del Taco. He said he found a Del Taco. And then he messaged me. He's like, I need you to message me right back. I'm like, Rich, you need to bring it down a notch. I'm on the road. And I got it like 20 minutes late.
Oh.
And he wanted to know what to get. Look, man, I would think that he would know by now.
Get the Cali burrito, man.
Or chicken soft tacos. That's what we always talk about.
No, so Rich, my apologies again for the Matt Chat thing this weekend. We'll get it taken care of. Wayne Maker, premiere week. Muse are on 2K20. In your face, Larson.
Man, he's really. Do you see what he said in the secret mod chat? He said "F you, Larson," but with like the hard F. That's messed up.
Well, I mean,
what do you think about that?
I don't really care.
Wow.
And I defeated Delete Clean. Today is a great day, and just need Arsenal to turn over Man U tonight. All right. Well,
I kind of regret
all that will happen. You still won't win chat trivia, Wayne Maker.
Let's see here.
You kind of regret what?
Trying so hard to get him to win. He just now he's got his head is even bigger.
I know.
Physically and metaphorically.
I know. Rich Hardesty. So by that math, Cena wrist break heals in 4 hours, pretty much.
Let's see here. Greg Morris. If, and that's a big if, Cole can't wrestle on Wednesday. Let's see, he falls down the stairs and hits that wrist even more. Would Ciampa be the only suitable replacement for Riddle's match? That'd be huge. That'd be. If he's cleared, that's what you do. Say we have to vacate the title. Here's Ciampa.
That'd be cool. Dylan Haggett, hey friendos, my friend with leukemia is having a big dose of chemo and then bone marrow transplant that, if successful, should cure him of his illness. Hope it works out.
Yeah, man. That's no joke.
Non-stop player. If you like Matt Taven, you're a cop.
Really? I don't know what that means.
Sean Lathrop places hand over heart. We the elite. So hype. He's excited for all elite wrestling.
That's good, man. Henry asks, he says, watch Colt Zoom for slander now. I believe that they can say anything they want to each other now about this lawsuit because it was with prejudice. So anything regarding this matter, and I'm assuming anything said about this matter after the fact, is off limits for suing each other. That's probably not true.
Yeah, if that would for. I just think they can't file comparable suits.
That was a joke on my part.
Nick C, buckle up, boys. It's going to be an insane week.
Oh, that's right. No, I did hear this.
Yes.
Butts said Roosh is going by El Toro Blanco.
Oh, that's right.
The white bull?
Mm-hmm.
Toro, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We got a question here from Dog Authority Figure. Been listening to you guys for years. Finally became a patron. Thanks for the great content. Cool hoodie, Larson. And I, too, have a sore throat, Steve. Bummer. Sorry to hear that, Dog Authority Figure.
Roof. Roar.
Mikey Omega, ultimate heel move. Lozenge sucking into the mic.
Sorry about that. Let's see here. Spanish Ace Little Eris says CMLL only owns those names in Mexico.
Oh,
however, I would imagine. Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. As long as he's cool going down to Mexico and using Toro Blanco.
Yeah.
Or some people want to just own everything and have the same, singular.
Totally for marketing purposes.
Yeah.
Drizzy, my guys, peace and blessings. Thank you. Kyle Korath, new SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, Blue Balls of Fire.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this makes total sense. It goes both ways. Snake Sosa says, can't remember if it was Jim Sterling or Total Biscuit, but they went over the likeness copyright thing. If Party A, the wrestler, is drawn by Party B, the artist, Party B cannot sell their work without Party A's consent, but also Party A cannot resell Party B's work without Party B's consent, even if it is the likeness of Party
okay,
A.
That makes sense.
That
all makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
Because even though if it's still someone's artistic work, he was using
somebody put work into it.
An IP that they don't own.
Okay, so should we talk about this? Right here.
Well, I can't see what it says.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it if it's a spoiler for people.
Yeah.
So there was like a big AEW surprise.
Maybe, yeah.
In store that some people are reporting as a rumor.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah.
Number one, it's a really underwhelming name. I would be surprised and disappointed that they went to that well.
Yeah, I kind of would too.
That was a question from Henry. So, Henry, that's our answer. Disappointed and underwhelmed. Cody Miles, what is the first mistake that will bring the end of the Wednesday Night Wars on either side of the war? He wants us to be Nostradamus.
Prognosticators.
Prognostication time.
Well, I think for AEW, would be signing too many former WWE talents and get the perception that much like
one singular mistake. One singular mistake.
Oh.
Kind of like when Rusev put the title on himself. That wasn't everything.
Yeah.
But you knew. It was that oh, wow.
Yeah.
That really?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. I'm not sure if there is one singular thing. Putting the belt on Tony Khan.
Mr. Tripmania, does Roosh becoming Ring of Honor World Champion increase your interest in Ring of Honor enough to follow it more? Or will I have to keep surprising you by asking for predictions for Ring of Honor events you forgot are happening? Lol.
The second.
Yeah,
the latter.
Still the second. Still the second.
They would need to, I'd put it this way, they would need to reload their roster by quite a bit for me to be like, okay, cool, I want to.
There's already like way too much wrestling to watch as it is.
Yeah.
Good question from Ryan Haft. How will you keep yourselves from getting burned out with all this wrestling? Even if it's really good, it's still a lot for anyone. That is a fair point. This week's going to be a real test because not only is everything on for the first time, mean, you have 2 hours of All Elite, 2 hours of NXT, both on Wednesdays. You have 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, plus there's Hell in a Cell on Sunday. This would be the first real test to see how we can juggle everything.
For me, it's a constant appreciation for how cool this job is, because if my wife comes home from working at the post office, and I'm just like, well, I appreciate what I do.
Nick Bartlett, if Kofi beats Brock Friday night, who takes the title off Kofi?
At that point, nobody. He's champion
forever.
It'd be him
He's
and
like
Walter.
Walter, I know, yeah.
Or Dominic Mysterio. Jova says, if you were driving in a taxi. Oh, by the way, ask Steven Larson. I totally forgot to do it this weekend. It is going up at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern today, across Patreon and the other thing, YouTube channel members. Jova says, if you were driving a taxi and someone got in and said, follow that car, would you? I would assume that there are rules for that. Like, you would think there's guidelines.
You'd think so.
No, I need an address, sir. I'm sorry, I need an address.
Wherever that car's going.
Yeah, that's not. I need a firm address now, and the car's already gone. So it's like, I'm sorry. During all this talking, the car got
lost
away.
Your opportunity. Yeah.
So no, I wouldn't.
No, I don't think. Yeah. Adam Phoenix, would Punk wrestling kill his mystique and stop chants? I mean, they still do CM Punk chants. I don't know if it'd only kill his mystique. He came back in the ring and he was garbage.
Yeah, that's true.
Jay Witten, the Scholar. So he was at the Philly, New Japan show. I saw Ricky Morton do a Canadian Destroyer. What old wrestler can do a Canadian Destroyer? And also, can you check out my podcast called the Dirty Finish Podcast? What is another old wrestler you want to see do a Canadian Destroyer?
Goldberg.
That'd be something else.
How hilarious.
Undertaker.
Oh, wow. That's rough. Lord Ziffer, out of all the matches announced across the brands this week, what match will steal the week? I mean, it's got to be Cole versus Riddle.
Assuming Cole can go.
Yeah.
If Kofi somehow manages to beat Brock, that has potential to be
Oh, yeah. Too. Yeah, 100%. Blake Elizondo, analyze what makes the Fiend work so well. How important is the mask to his success? Well, it's for the first time in a long time we've seen a truly fresh I'm going to say rebrand because it's like the same character, a true evolution of a character, like a wholesale evolution, and it's fascinating because you do not get that very often.
No.
And so far it's been executed
very well.
Perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think people want a reason to like Braid just based on his previous work.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And they're presenting something that's different and interesting and
feels
it's
inspired.
Fresh, inspired.
People just want people to try, you know? Just it doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
Just show us that you care.
Yep.
Aaron Sandlin, with the names given for the Fox Studio show, rank them that which you would be most excited. So we have Punk, Taz, Mysterio, Paige,
X-Pac.
and X-Pac. I mean, Punk will be number one for me just because everybody be tuning in for that. And it'd be interesting to see what tact he takes. They're gonna bug him for you ever want to return to wrestling, that kind of stuff. Like that would be my number one.
I feel like from a pure enjoyment factor, X-Pac might be number one for me.
X-Pac that's probably my number 2 or 3.
Taz is up there.
Or Taz, because I love Taz. He's great.
Paige is good too.
I like Paige, but I would say Punk, Pac, Taz, Paige, and then I really don't have much of an interest for Rey Mysterio.
Well, he's also still wrestling.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's interesting. All the other contenders are former wrestlers.
Yeah.
I think for me, it'd be X-Pac, Punk, Taz, Paige, and then Mysterio.
Yeah. This is a great question. Brandon Garza. What abstract concepts could have the best wrestling match together?
Wow.
So name an abstract concept in the first place.
Like, would you consider artistic styles, like in terms of painting, abstract concepts?
I mean, abstract that's a fairly abstract concept unto itself.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with abstract concept
versus
another abstract concept. I mean, is friendship an abstract concept?
I mean, I guess anything subjective to a certain extent is abstract, yes. Because it's open to one's
right?
interpretation.
Yeah. I don't know, man. What a great question.
I'm trying to think of a great opponent for pointillism.
Yeah, okay. Well, surrealism.
Like you would think expressionism, because then pointillism is all a bunch of little dots, whereas expressionism is just like larger swaths of paint.
Yeah.
Maybe pointillism, the opposite of that, would be like a Mark Rothko. So minimalism.
Zachary Scarpool.
That's what it is.
I feel like you're sucking the comedy valley out of that question. Power rank the SmackDown 6's legacy.
I always forget who the SmackDown 6 are.
That's amazing. Oh, let me guess. Look it up and let me guess.
Kurt Angle, right? Kurt Angle's one of them?
Angle, Mysterio,
Guerrero, Chavo,
and Edge, and Kurt Angle? Is that what it is? Or is Benoit one of them?
I thought Benoit was one of them.
Benoit, Chavo, Eddie.
It was Eddie, Ray, Edge, Benoit, Angle, and Chavo.
Okay, cool. We got them all then.
Yeah.
Did I throw in an extra one?
Maybe. So legacy? Rank the legacy? Well, Benoit's last.
Yeah, power rank. Yeah, okay. Legacy. Eddie's is number one.
Eddie, Kurt,
Ray,
Edge, Chavo, Benoit.
All right. So I know on our personal going in raw math, Benoit's legacy is a -3.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have it within the context
of the SmackDown 6, I understand.
Doesn't his legacy like trump Chavo's?
Probably.
I think it probably does.
It's hard to separate.
I know, but you know.
Hug Nice Man, which 2 or 4 men or women do you think will have AEW's first 5-star match? And
there's going to be like at least five-star matches this coming week.
Everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And what potential feud are you guys looking forward to the most?
I mean, he's going to call, because we're talking about specifically Dave Meltzer, the 6-man tag match is going to be a 5-star match.
Oh, 5 1/4.
Hangman Pac is going to be a 5-star match.
Yeah, 5 1/4.
Yeah.
Not 5. Yeah, 5's fair.
Nyla Rose versus, who's it, Riho? Riho.
5-star match.
5-star match.
Cody versus Sammy Guevara.
5-star match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's too much.
Yeah.
All right, anyways. I want to say thanks to everybody. We're going to do a bonus episode for all patrons and YouTube channel members.
Yep.
Coming up next. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate it. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.